Well, good afternoon and welcome to Tea Time with Miss Liz. That's right, it's afternoon tea, and we're here bringing you a new guest with a new flavor who is going to really truly inspire you and motivate all of you young youth ones out there. Today, I have brought a young flavor to the table, and her name is Analou Vilarde. And she is a small business woman who has created her own business. That's right, her own business. So, I'm going to share a little bit on her bio, and then we're going to get into a good, strong cup of tea and get you motivated and inspired to reach out to Analou, who also is known as Anna, which I just found out. So, I will share a little bit on Anna, and we will get back and sit back and enjoy a good cup of tea. So I'm going to just read the bio, get you to understand a little bit more on Analou. And if you'd like to know more on her, please check out Miss Liz's Tea Times Facebook page because her full bio is there. She has an amazing bio. It is way too long for me to read right now, but I want you really to check it out and check out all of her things and her links. So Analou is a small business time startup, started her own business, and it was not an easy decision. Her favorite life verse says it in Luke 12:48. To whom much is given, much will be required. This is probably the biggest challenge she has encountered in running Vorkforce. She can not think of herself alone. She has to consider everyone's welfare and growth as well. The bigger the company gets, the bigger her responsibility is. She started Workforce mainly because of two reasons. First, because of practical reasons. She is the breadwinner in her family, so she wants to maximize her earnings. And second, because of her passion. She feels like she can do more if she works online and starts her own company. She did not only get to work at her own pace, but she got to help people as well. Knowing that you are making a difference in the life of both clients and fellow freelancers is not only financially rewarding, the thought that you are making an impact in their lives brings her joy and fulfillment. But her dream for Workforce does not end here. She has ambition and long term goals for the company. She dreams of becoming able to provide a platform for those who wanted to start their own business in the online industry. She dreams of being able to develop coaching courses to help those who want to dip their toes in the online freelancing as well. Workforce is pretty new. She started the company September 2019, but she is very grateful that amidst the pandemic, the company is doing very well. It was able to sustain everyone's needs during these trying times. She was able to earn enough to invest in side businesses and at the same time sustain her employees' needs. We are able to build relationships with our clients too, and that, in her opinion, is a sign that they are on the right track. So, welcome, Analou. And again, if you'd like to know more on Analou, please check out her bio on Miss Liz's Tea Time's Facebook page. So, Analou, welcome to Tea Time. It is truly amazing to see you again, to see your friendly face, because there's a backstory to how we met, and we'll get into that a little more in the tea time. So, could you tell us a little bit on how, why, and where it all became a part of your life?
Sure. Thank you so much, Ms. Liz, for the introduction and for that wonderful video that you showed earlier. And yeah, looking back, workforce, it really was a dream. It was a dream for me because I started doing freelancing way back. It's not like 2019 that I founded workforce, but I was already working online during my college days. I was like 16 or 18 during that time. That young that I started to start to like work online. And then I tried a bit to go into the corporate office, but I feel like this is not my passion. Like this is not I wanted to do with the rest of my life. So I took a leap of faith last 2019, and it was a bit hard a situation because during that time my brother was already with me in the city, and then I had to resign from my job and took a leap of faith to like start a startup business online. And he was studying in college, and I had to support his tuition. And that was something really hard decision for me to like start a new venture without even anything, without any clients yet, without any financing that I got. But that turned out to be good. And after that, it was pandemic. Like just a few months after, it was a pandemic. But everything turns out to be good. You just really have to be positive because during the pandemic, that's where my clients were booming already, and that was like social media management was the best time to do that, and that was like the start. It was just a dream before when I was still in college to have my own business, and 2019 it was made into the real one.
So where did the name Workforce come from?
Yeah, well, I was connected with a friend from India, and then he was coaching me during the time. It was for free. He was just coaching me. We just met online, and then he already has his own business, and I was struggling to like what my name would be, and then I was like suggesting a lot of like names, and then he suggested me like, how about like the word workforce? Because my take on that is that I wanted to like hire people like my neighborhood people to have a workforce, but workforce is kind of like already like taken for so many companies, so I just changed workforce into V. I just use V because it's also my last name like Vilarde, so I have to have that kind of like letter into the company's name. So that's how it started, that's how it originated. It's just workforce but change it to be something unique as
I
well.
like it. I like it because it's different, and it is true. It is the initial of your last name, so it does. You know,
Yes.
it actually tells your customer and your client who you are, right, as a
Right.
person. Being the breadwinner of the family, how has that impacted your life?
Yeah, well, it's I'm not really like the total breadwinner because my mom is still working, but at the same time she has his own um things that needs to be done. Like also has her own business and had to manage the people around that, and then me, and because I'm taking care of my brother, I take that and I took the initiative to also give financially to our family. So it's just like with my own like passion to really help, and then well it's also hard because at a young age I had to like deal with finances and I had to like work it out, like a lot of hard work that needs to be
Yeah.
done. But I feel like if you really love what you do, it's not hard, but instead it gets you motivated to like do something, to innovate something, right? Because if we
Hmm.
are not doing something, we are just getting with a flow of whatever life gives us. And if during the pandemic I haven't started my own business, I might be jobless right now. I might be just at home sitting down, maybe overthinking, over stressing myself because of the pandemic. But it's
Yeah.
not. It did not happen to me because I get to work with a lot of people. I get to meet you and other people in the US, which is good. I feel like it's not a pandemic, right?
Yeah.
And I
I,
get so busy.
yeah, and I truly think that the pandemic actually put fire in people. Like some
Yes,
people, it made it hard, but other people were like, you know what, I'm going to take an opportunity here. Like I'm going to make a difference, you know. And I think that's what a lot of people have done is they really come out of their shells and they're like, you know what, I always wanted to do this business. I always wanted to do this. Why not now, right? We're stuck at
right.
home. Why not
Yeah.
do it now? You know, no better time than now. In your longer bio, you shared that you started at a very young age. Could you tell the youths that are watching today and that will be watching the replay on how determined and how consistent that you need to be to get to where you are today?
Yeah, well, looking back few years ago, because we don't have all these things in life right now. We don't have laptop, we don't have computer, and then I just like grow up in like a small town, really, really small town. And because of that, like I started to have my own dream. Like what if I have this? What if we have this? What can we
Yeah.
do? It's like when we were young, we don't have a TV, we would watch with our neighbors TV, and I would think to myself like hopefully someday we would have our own TV. Those it started with those small little things that we I see around, and then afterwards, then I would definitely like look at our situation as a family as well because we don't have much. So I wanted to also upgrade the way we live, the way we live. But it's always on the mindset. You really have to start with your own mindset. You have to change the mindset. You don't have to have a poor mindset, because if you do something but you still have the poor mindset, you will not go far. You cannot move forward the way you like it. First is you have to change your mindset. Be positive always. Be positive that we can do everything. I think everything is really already given. We just really have to grab the opportunity to move forward, to take that first step, to take that leap of faith, right?
Yeah.
And if you do that, you just to have, and also you have to be consistent in what you do, because if you do it, I don't want to do it now, I want to do it after, no, it doesn't work that way. You have to be consistent. As long as
Yeah.
you want it, you just really have to do it. And that's how I grown up to be more motivated as well. Sometimes I get this seasons in life that I get so stressed, I get so, it happens all the time. I mind you guys, I'll give you a heads up. It's not easy. It's not easy, but you should always remember your why. Like, why are you starting this? Why are you doing this? Always ask yourself that if you are in the seasons of demotivation. Just always remember your why.
And you really need to be consistent, right? Because if you just do it like 1 week and then after you're like, I'm not doing it anymore because I don't feel like doing it, well, you're not going to grow. You're not going to move forward, right? And it's not easy. It's hard work to be where you are and to make a name. Every day you have to push, and it's not because it's stressful or anything. It's your passion. When you have passion, it will lead you. It will open the doors that you need it to open, right?
Yes.
So do you want to share a little bit on how we met?
Yeah, that's interesting, because if it's not with that one person, I wouldn't like meet you and Susie, who's watching right now on my live. Hi, Susie, shout out. And yeah, by the way, Miss Liz and I met in Global Peace Challenge 2020. I was the peace ambassador for the Philippines, and I was introduced with by Mimi to the organization, and that's how I met Miss Liz. And she's awesome because she has opened up a lot of like engagements for me. Like I was seen on New York billboard, Times Square. That was awesome. That was, I didn't really expect that in my whole life, that I would be on that billboard in Times Square. Isn't it great, right?
Oh, it is, right? It's really surreal when you see yourself on Times Square.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a lot of memories that were made with Global Peace Challenge 2020. And the biggest thing that I got from it was the friendships, right? The connections and networks that we made through that project. And that project was founded by and created by Tom Connors. And he brought 60 amazing ambassadors from around the world together for 1 year. And it was truly empowering, right? We had some good laughs, and, we really made some really good connections. And a lot of us ambassadors are still connected to one another,
Yes.
and we're all supporting one another. And I really appreciate that, because it shows that even though the project is not running anymore, we're still supporting one another. So, and we encourage one another, when someone's having a hard time, we just push. So I think Tom really created more of a friendship for everyone than he did. And we created that flow of peace and support and love and all that. And it was really and really really amazing. Like I said, I didn't even know that your nickname was Anna until today. Like when you told me, I was like, oh my god, like we worked together for a year and I never even knew that. So it was truly amazing, right? We
Yeah.
do have a shout out from Mark Williams that came in the studio, and he would like to feature you on his Pink for Thursday project, and it's to bring awareness against bullying. So reach out to him. And again, all of the Tea Time guests, I really want you guys to connect. Check out the Tea Times that were played last year and this year, and connect with each other, network with each other. This is what I'm doing. I'm bringing you guys together over a cup of tea. So Analou, a little bit more about you. As a
Mhm.
child, what was your biggest dream?
Well, maybe when I was a child, because I only see small things, so that's why I'm limited to what I see during that time. So I think my only dream was like very simple, like to have a house that we can live comfortably. Because before, our house is just wood, and sometimes I fell down. My feet would go down because of those broken things around the house, and maybe the toys as well, because we don't have much. Instead of like buying toys, we just buy some food for that. So that was just some simple dreams that I have when I was a child. And by the way, I remember because I'm a little like inventor, not totally much, but because I love to do things on my own because I could not buy the toys. I would just build them myself, or I would just play around the house. So some things that I made were cars. And then when I was like, I think in a high school, I created a projector out of a magnifying glass, a box, and then my phone. I just put it on my phone and I put it on a dark room, and then I get to have a projector during that time.
Oh, well, that's really cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for all the viewers that are watching and who will watch the replay, Analou's from the Philippines. So, she's really made a huge difference in her family's lives and many other youth's lives. Now, is Workforce, is it internationally? Like, can anybody work with you? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, like all of my team right now are in the Philippines, but we serve people all around the all around the world, especially
Okay.
in the United States. Most of my clients are from the US. I also have from Canada, from UK, but most of them are from the United States.
Well, that's cool. So, is there an age bracket that that you're looking for to work with? And how does that
Client
work?
wise,
Like age wise, like are you looking for youths? Are you looking for mid age? Like, is there an age bracket that you're looking for?
yeah, well, mostly specify it like for small business owners, especially coaches. I've been working with a lot of coaches right now. It doesn't matter with their age as long as they're like coaches. But on the side, I've been also exploring other industries right now. Like I've also been working with um, products, like retail products, like helping retail companies like add products to their website. So those little things that I also do on the side. But most especially, I do social media management as a whole, as the workforce team. We do social media management, manage their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We do all of that scheduling.
Oh, okay. So could you tell me a little bit more on freelancing? Because I have no clue what that is.
Yeah, freelancing is a term wherein you're not like employed specific into the company, but instead like, you're doing some projects from
Okay.
different companies. So you don't have to be stick to one client. You can like do a lot of like projects with different client as long as you give or provide the output to the client, and that's what matters the most.
Okay. Yeah, because when you sent me the bio, I was like, what is that freelancing? I learned so much from IT guys, I'm telling you. I'm just like, oh, what is this? And I do a lot of research, like when you guys send me your bios to
Mhm.
understand what you're doing, right? And I was just like, I'm just gonna ask her what it is because I really don't understand what it does and that. So besides the workforce, what else are you doing with your life right now, Emily?
Like currently after workforce, I've been like reinvesting with other
Okay.
small business here. I purchased a small truck, and then I use that to um, it's only for traveling the fish. Like let's say we have fish in this place and we will bring it to other cities that don't have some fish vendors or fish suppliers. So we do that, like trucking services as a whole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do the trucking, and then because we are surrounded with farm here, and people need some financial needs. So they do have some financial needs. So that's another source of income that I do, a passive income, which is I lend money and it just gets a small interest every month. So that's how I do also some financing um, business here. Just a small amount though. And
Oh,
then
okay.
on the side, I also have my computer shop or and Wi-Fi shop. Like here, I'm not sure it's available in the US, but here it's really in demand. Like if you have your Wi-Fi, you can share it with your neighbors that don't have. They just have to
Oh,
pay coins.
oh, here we call it stealing. Like you're taking my wife. Yeah, no, I think it's really nice because at this time when people being stuck at home and everything, right? We should be sharing, being kind and helping others
Oh,
out.
by the way, it's not free for them to like connect.
Oh,
They
okay.
have to like put some coin on it. They have to like put some coin. Let's say if they put one coin, it's equivalent to like a couple of hours, and it's
Oh,
very
okay.
useful for the youth here because most people don't have internet at home because it's expensive to have it set
Yeah.
up. So instead, they can just put coins and then they can like do their online class or research for answering their modules online.
Oh, okay. So besides all of that, are you doing any speaking for any other companies, any other projects out there, organizations? Have you done any of that this year?
Yeah, I was also invited with friends that I already know, but I'm not really doing speaking engagement as a career right now, but I get
Okay.
to be invited from time to time. And then I was also able to like publish myself on the Women's International website, so you can also
Okay.
check that out. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, but I'm really open to speaking engagement because I love to speak. I love to meet people. I love to inspire the youth, especially.
Yeah, because I truly believe that you have a strong story that would empower the youths out there, and especially young girls, right, who self-doubt themselves and say that they can't do it. You're a living example that it can be done with hard work and consistency, right? And we need that youth empowerment to encourage our youth, especially with the lack of education that's going on right now with everybody with homeschooling and not doing schooling. So I really think that it would be nice to see you out there and flying your wings and empowering the youth out there. So I will look for stuff for you, and if I hear of anything, I will send it your way and get you
Wow.
connected. Because that's what I do. Is I'm the connector. I'm the lady with the pot. I just pour, and you guys serve your teas. So talking about tea, let's get into tea now. So
hmm
Analou, what does tea mean to you?
Um, to be honest, I don't really like take tea for myself.
I like the honesty.
Yeah. Instead, I drink coffee, but right now I'm drinking water because of my throat. Because of the mm, work, because of the work that I do, since I'm in the Philippines and I had to work during the night, and right now it is, what time is it right now? It's I think 3 in the morning, so it's 3 a.m. here for me. So I needed to like have some caffeine running in my body to make me awake. And I'm not drinking coffee when I was like in college, but right now that I'm working in a different time zone, I have to do it. I have to really do it because I might be falling asleep right now if I
Well,
don't.
I was unaware that it was 3 a.m. there. You should have told me, like we could have figured
Oh
this out.
no, it's like a normal
But
day for me. No problem with that. But yeah, but for me, let's just see tea or coffee for me is like it's like a time where you can like just sip
okay.
and then just think. It's like a moment for you to like think about things. Like because you don't really think a lot when you are like
Yeah.
drinking because you're focusing on like you're drinking and then during that time you can have your own time. It's like your own time. Because
Yeah.
of the stress of the work, because the way that we work, it's like it's our time for ourselves to
I love
reward
it.
ourselves, right? It's
Yeah.
like a time to like give yourself a break, right? Because we needed
Exactly,
that
right?
during the pandemic. We need a break.
Yeah. So now if I give you the letters TEA and I ask you for a word for each letter, what would your words be?
Yeah, for me, T is. Or can I start for A from A?
You you can give me a T and a E, A, any order you want.
Okay,
It's your tea,
okay,
girl.
okay. For me, T. So let's start with letter T. T for me is touch. I said that because like the pandemic, because of the COVID-19, most people could not touch each other, right? Because we have to like make a distance. and especially when the frontliners, the medical people could not like touch their family, and most of us just um take that as really easy because we get to connect with our family. But how about those people that could not do that? It's like something in their life that they wanted to, but they cannot. And I wanted to remind everyone that we have to be very close to our family. We have to really appreciate them because not people are able to do that, and we have to make sure that we show kindness, we show love during the pandemic. And it's I think it's really opening most of the people's mindset right now that what matters most is not our job, is not the luxury that we have. It's the people around us. We have to really appreciate that we are able to touch other people's lives, that we are able to like hug our families right now. Because if not, I'm not sure what matters most right now. Because of
Hmm.
the pandemic, we see a lot of things happening, and even wars during the pandemic, and many other more. So that's how I describe tea, touch.
Okay, and
And
your letter E.
yeah, letter E for me, I could not think of, but I would say elegance.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. And it's like, or let me change it. Sorry, for me, E is excellence. Excellence, because this year that was our in our church. It's our declaration that this year is going to be an excellent year. I know it's pandemic, but we have still to be excellent. It doesn't really require us that, oh, it's pandemic, we don't have to be excellent, but we should always be remembering that excellence is what we need to do. Like we have to be excellent in our job, we have to be excellent in showing people who we are. We have to be excellent in small little things like in school. You have to be excellent. You just because why not, right? Why not? Because you're already doing it. Why not do it in excellence? And I'm trying
mm-hmm.
to do that every time I speak, every time like I work with people. I every time like I serve my clients. I wanted it to be excellent. At least I tried. I don't really perfect it out always, but at least I did my best. I did the excellent thing that I do, and what that's I want people to remember that they have to be excellent, and they are excellent. That's very very important. And A for me is affection. You have to be also affectionate, and you have to be like sensitive with the people around you. You have to really think of not just yourself, but you have to think of other people's feelings. Because I know that my business has really started to take off, but how about those people that were jobless? How about those people that lost their job during the pandemic? And what I do instead, because I cannot like give them some money, but instead I can like hire them to have an income. I have to be affectionate. I have to like extend the patience that I need just to really relate to everyone's lives. And we have to be also affectionate about the people around us, because not everyone has a good day. Not everyone have the finances to buy some food. You have to really be sensitive with other people's feelings, and that's how I describe T. So T for touch, E for excellence, and A for affection. You have to be affectionate.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Analou. Now I'm going to do my magic and I'm going to show you what you just gave me. You gave me
Mhm.
a really, really strong T of empathy
Mm.
because your past, your present, and your future all hold empathy, touch, excellence, and affection. But your first word that you gave me for E, I'm going to take that word because that came from you. Because the second word came for others. Your first word was elegance. And what is your favorite color, Analou?
I'm like black and white.
And what does black stand for?
Elegance for me.
See, that is your T. The excellence is nice, but the elegance is truly you, Analou. And elegance is affection. You want that silky, feely touch. You know from the past to the present to the future. So you serve yourself a strong tea of empathy. That's who you are, Analou. What did your cup say?
I know, no. I mean, like the black color.
See? And I was listening to you because you changed your E pretty quickly. And I was like, I'm you know what? I'm gonna stick with her first word because her first word is actually who she is. And this is what we're doing. We're serving your tea. You know, we always worry about helping others and being that support for others, but we have to take care of ourselves too, right? And you are a giver. You have a big heart. You are full of empathy, girl. It shows in your work. It shows in what you do. You take care of your family, you take care of your friends, your employees. You have big empathy and elegance. A person with empathy has elegance because they care about what they do. They have passion. And you really have a strong T that needs to be seen and heard. I want you to start giving yourself a little bit more credit because I think we need to stop focusing on what we can do for others, but what we can do for ourselves first. And I really, really appreciate what you're doing for the youths out there because you're giving them hope to say, you know what, I come from this, but look what I can do. Look how I've changed my life. And that's why I wanted you to come here and share your tea, is because the youths out there need to understand that they can do it. They are capable of doing it. Hard work, consistency. Annaloo's sitting right here in front of us, drinking her water, and I'm drinking my tea. And I love that you're honest. That shows a good character that you're honest. And not all my guests need to drink tea. Miss Liz drinks the tea because it ain't about the beverage. It's about our personal within growth on who we are, the past, the present, and the future. This is what we do on Tea Time. We share through our backstories. You had, and the word touch. As a little girl, were you that little girl that was always running around getting hugs or trying to give hugs?
Maybe not, but I'm like the giver. Like I like tell, like until now, like I still always share to my mom and my dad, like my daily happenings. I even share, and I'm like affectionate to them as well. That's why touch, because maybe I'm just so close with them, and I wanted to really be close with them because that's because they are all that I have.
I really appreciate the honesty and that because this is what we need to do, right? Is we need to start serving our cups. And your cup is touch, elegance, and excellence. You get a double E with Analou. You get a double E. And then A, affection. So you're getting a lot of love from Analou. So I really want you to tune into Analou. I want you to reach out, network with her, connect with her. If you need her to speak for youths, reach out to her. Like I really want the viewers out there who are watching now and who are watching the replay, reach out to her and see how you guys can connect and make a difference. This young lady has made a difference in my life uh, with her platform because she had for Women's International Women's Day last year. You had highlights of 30 ladies
Oh
for 30 days.
yeah.
So that really was empowering too because you made a difference in 30 women's lives. You took the time out of your time to make that difference for 30 ladies. So you're doing amazing things. And people are watching. You'd be surprised who's watching. So, is there anything that you would like to share, like with the youths out there that are struggling right now, that would like to start their business but don't know how to?
Yeah. There's one thing that I wanted them to know is that you don't really have to have the investment. You really don't have to have like all the things. You don't have to really be prepared. Just know that you just use what you have. So let's say, for example, to make it shorter, if you are a good artist, like you draw something, start there because that's what you have.
Yeah.
Or if you have a talent in singing, use that. And like for myself, because I have this positive energy, I have this like resources, like I'm able to research, I'm able to communicate, and I use it into my advantage because I love talking to people. I wanted, or I love networking, so that's how I met different people, and I just get some referrals for a job. It just goes next. So just use what you have, and then focus on one thing first. You don't have to do everything, or don't have to do two, three, four things just to look good with other people. But mind you guys, most successful business owners started with one thing. It's just only adds up afterwards that they're already successful. Yeah, one thing only. Focus on what you have. Use what you have.
So if they had one talent, work with that talent, that's what you're saying?
Yes, use that. And then because afterwards, if they really wanted to expand into other things, maybe after they are like successful, because what happens is that people try to like do what other people are already doing
Hmm.
because they like that person, they want it to be like that, but you don't have to, because you have your own personality, you have your own gift. Use what you have. That's what I'm saying. Use what was given to you and nurture that. But sometimes I would say, because it's hard as well to know, like, if this is my talent. That's why try and try. I also tried a lot. I applied to a lot of jobs. I got rejected. I applied to corporate office. It did went through, but I kind of don't like it, because if you try, that's where you would know, like, oh, this is not something that I wanted to do, and that's where you will start to get to know that this is what I want. And another thing, that because I've heard this from one of my coaches as well, that if you do what you don't want to do, then you will go back to what you wanted.
I like that. I've never heard that one. And that's true, right? If you don't have the passion, you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to do it. You're
Yeah.
not going to put the work into it. You're not going to be consistent. Like if you're really, really passionate about what you're doing, you're going to put the work into it. And
Hmm.
I've never heard that one. I like that one. That's a good one. So, is there any other tips that you'd like to give to any of the youths out there? Because I really want to hit the youths on this tea time, because
Hmm.
I want them to make a difference and make them understand that you don't need the finances. You don't, all you need is self belief. I truly believe that anybody can do what they want to do if they believe in themselves, and it's like you said, stop doing what everybody else is doing, be yourself, and I loved how passionate you got when you started expressing that, because I could see it in your voice and in your body language. You were like, let's go, like, let's get this going. So that's what I want the youths out there that are listening and that will listen to the replay, is I want them to get in motivated, like give them a good motivational speech there, Analou.
Yes. And so what I wanted the youth there out there to really know is that um, believe in yourself, know that you have the potential. Don't listen to the negative things that you hear, to the social media. You think that you're not good enough. No, you are the one responsible for your success. It's not other people, it's not your family even. It's yourself. And then if you really just hold on to your dream, but you have to make sure that you have something to hold on. You have to
Exactly,
have
right,
that
you gotta
dream.
have that.
Yeah, you have to have that dream and hold on to that dream. No matter what other people are saying that you can't do that, then that makes you more motivated to really do it, because people don't see the positive outcome to that. So in regards to what I also mentioned earlier, that you have to use um, something that you already have available in yourself. Like for me, I have internet, I have my laptop, I use it to advantage to to start my own business, right? But we don't have
Mhm.
all the things that we need right now. But what you really need is the motivation to really do the things that you wanted to do, and that comes from yourself first. Honestly, it really comes from yourself, because other people will not motivate you for the first time, but it's about yourself. And don't hesitate to ask for help, because sometimes we are so self made that we think that we know everything, but we don't. We really don't know everything. And please ask for help. It could be with your mom, with your dad, with your friends, or anybody else that you trust. Ask for help, and that's where you would realize that, yeah, there's something that they can really give you. It might be an advice, it could be a resource, or it could be a referral to someone else. And that's how I learned. Because before, when I started, I thought I know everything too. I don't want to ask for help, maybe because maybe they would think that I'm not good enough. But no, it doesn't work that way. And the people that you will be asking for would appreciate it. Mind you, they would appreciate it. And for my last advice would be to really stop looking at social media as your reference for success, or as a reference for if you're doing good or not. Because sometimes if you really look at that way, you will really be depressed. You will really be depressed because you will get insecure, like people are already been successful at my age and me, I'm not. And they have really a sexy body and I'm not. But it doesn't really define who we are. Social media doesn't define who we are, and don't let it define yourself. Just take note of that, because most teenagers do that right now, and I really, really observe that. But instead, use social media into your advantage. Be an advocate for change. Be an advocate, or show who you are on social media, and be an inspiration.
Exactly,
So,
right? Use the reason, use what you have at your hands, but use it for positive, not
yes,
negative, right? And that's what you did, is you took an opportunity and you made it into a positive, and you made a change in your life, you know. So the biggest thing that I tell my kids are in their young 20s and going into their 30s soon, which makes me really old, but they're I always tell them, just do what you're passionate about, and who cares what anybody thinks. Like, if that's what makes you happy, then do it. As long as you're not hurting anybody else, just do what makes you you, because we don't have to be like everybody else. We're all made differently. And if anybody would like to reach you, how could they reach you, Annalie?
yeah. Well, I'm very active on Facebook, so they can like send me a DM on Facebook or even Instagram. But mostly, I'm available on Facebook. I'm like online 24/7. So please feel free to reach out to me on Facebook.
Okay, and I believe you do have Instagram as well, right?
Yeah, I also have an Instagram. I can respond to Instagram too, but if you are have Facebook, just reach out to me on Facebook.
And then you have, I think it's a calling service, I believe that I
Yeah.
found.
Yeah, for that's for my clients, but for people who wanted to just connect with me, you can also contact me or book a schedule into my calendar. It's calendly.com /Vorkforce.
So, and that is like a call reference, or like an interview. Like, what is that exactly?
It could be anything, because I put there some information if they're booking for social media management for my services, and I also put there an option for others, just for anything else that you wanted to talk about.
Okay, awesome. So, is there anything you would like to share with anybody that I haven't spoken about that I should be mentioning?
Yeah, Workforce will be celebrating our we will be celebrating our second year anniversary this coming September 1, 2021, 21, and I'm so happy that yeah, we get to this time of the year that we celebrate another milestone, another year that we are able to survive despite the pandemic, and the team is growing as well. I'm proud of myself that I'm able to like employ more and more people, and that I'm helping them in any way I could, and being able to share to them some things that I learned along the way.
So, if anybody would want to talk to you, like to get their business started, is there like a startup price? Is how does that work?
Yeah, well, my price differs because I wanted to like help them accordingly to what they need. I don't want to just have a fixed price. First is I wanted to do a free discovery call with
Okay.
my clients, so I get to know them. I get to ask questions what their needs really are, and that's where I give them a code afterwards once I know them intentionally.
And is the course like a 3 week, 3 months?
Oh no, that calendar that you showed earlier, that's where they can book a call with me. They can just, because I put my availability date there and
Okay.
time. So they choose a time on the calendar, and then we get in a call, we get to know each other, and then after that, I should be sending an email report about what we talk, and we go from there.
Awesome. I really, really appreciate you, Analou, for what you're doing and for the difference that you're making in the lives of everyone out there. You know, like you said, this is all over. So, is there any special message you would like to give to anybody out there that who is watching or who will watch the replay?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much, Miss Liz, for this opportunity and for this platform to be able to speak, inspire, and really affirm the people that's watching right now. And I wanted to let you know that always remember that you are important, and you don't have to show people that you're the best, because who you are and what you show to people really matters. And I wanted you to remember that despite the pandemic, don't get too stressed out, don't be sad about it. Always look at the brighter side, because it's only on the during the pandemic that we realize that we can do this, that it's available. If not with the pandemic, we're not able to like start our online business. If not with the pandemic, we're not able to get close with our family. Look at the brighter side instead of like the negative side of the pandemic. And with that kind of mindset, you will get to move forward. You will get to do the things that matters most, instead of like blaming the virus about our lives right now. But instead, we are always um, we should always be positive, because if we do that, we show, and we also give people the ability to be positive and to have that light that they needed. Be the light to other people. Be that light in the darkness. Be that light during the pandemic, and you will see. It's gonna be a long term investment with ourselves, not in a financial way, but if you like help people, you get the ripple effect. If you help one people, that one people will help other people. So that's very impressive to know that those little things, like what Miss Liz is doing right now, like the tea times, she just didn't know that it's gonna be impacting me and the rest of the people that's been here. And this sounds so small, but it's not. It has really given me the light as well, because it's like a win-win. Like if I speak here, I also get to like realize like, yeah, I get to like think about it again. Like I've been so blessed this year. Sometimes I forget that I've been blessed, and now I'm reminded even that I am blessed beyond measure, and I have to be grateful with what I have right now.
I really like that you brought up that word blessed because if the viewers are watching these videos, these promo videos that I'm making, they're personal videos. Each guest gets a personal video, and I get what you guys send me. And I ask you all for one word. What word describes you or who you are as a person? You sent me two words, but your first word that you sent me was blessed. And you're speaking about being blessed right now. And this is what I'm saying. We self doubt ourselves. So we send a second word, or we send a third word, or we send.
Yeah.
But the first word was actually blessed. And when I read your bio, and this is how I pick out. This is what you're doing. You're freelancing. You're helping people. You're engaging. You were a peace ambassador. I want to show the world who you are as a person. It's your time to shine. It's your time to spill your tea, because this is your tea. It's not about me. It's about you. And yes, I am having the tea times, but it ain't about Miss Liz. It is about the guest. So I really truly want all the viewers out there who are watching now and who will watch the replay and who will be listening to the audios on the podcast stations, reach out to Analou. And if you don't know much about Analou, check out Facebook, check out Twitter, check out LinkedIn. All of these tea times are being posted all over. So there's no excuse why you can't know about any of these guests. And again, I encourage all of my tea time guests to get involved, get connected. If you guys have something that aligns, work together and keep that ripple effect going. Um, like Mark Williams, he wants to highlight you in his project for the bullying, and maybe he can do something for you for Workforce and get it out there and send you some clients, or some youths that are looking to start their business and don't know how, so they could do a call with you. This is how we do the ripple effect here. I Again, tea time is for the guest. It's not about Miss Liz, because we're not here to highlight or shine or anything. I'm just a lady that wants to make a difference with a cup of tea. I'm an everyday lady. I don't have nothing special but tea. That's all I have. I see tea as a different way of life. I serve tea of life. That's what I do. So, for anyone who is watching the replay, please put in where you're watching from. If you're watching from LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, I'd like to know where my viewers are coming from so that I can thank you and I can put some shout outs there for you all. Analou, I really want to thank you for joining me. And I got to know a little bit more about you even after working with you for a year. So Analou's nickname is Anna. So if anybody wants to reach out to Anna, they can reach out to Anna as well. And Analou, keep staying connected, keep doing what you're doing. And, I really love the messages that you've given the youths today. And, keep trying. If you don't try, you don't know. All you do is live in regret. So thank you for being a mentor and a coach and inspiring the youths that are watching today out there. And if you guys have any questions at all and you would like me to get them to Analou and you don't know how, please send them to me and I will pass them along to her, because that's what I do. And if anybody would like to speak with Analou, please let me know and I can connect you guys, because that's what I do, is I connect everybody. I'm just a connector. I draw the dots. So next, on the 1st of September, I have a new guest that is coming on Tea Time, and she is a lady from Canada, but she is in Cameroon right now, and she is trying to get a school or an orphanage started for deaf children. So this is something that I'm really passionate about. As some of you may know, I am half deaf, so I'm very passionate about the deafness and bringing awareness to that as well. That's why I have some speech problems, because I can't hear properly. And I really want to make a difference by bringing awareness to the subjects that need to be spoken about, that are not spoken because of shame or guilt or fear of not understanding. And this is why I had today's guest on, was the fear of starting a business as a youth. There's fear all over, but we got to take that fear and we just got to turn it around and make a difference. So again, I will see you all September 1st for a new tea time. And Analou, thank you so much for joining me. Please stay in the studio. We will close up and we will talk a little bit more, and then we will get you all over on every station out there as much as I can. And to all the viewers that are watching now, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Mark, for putting that out there again. I really, really am honored that you are pushing this project really, really hard, because we need that awareness for bullying to end. And I want to thank all of the people who have tuned in on other channels and on Analou's live that she's been. I know that some of you are there. I can't see all of you guys because there's so much live going on right now, live streaming going on, but thank you all for tuning in. And I really want you all, if you can make a difference, connect with me, Miss Liz, and let's make a difference together with one cup of tea at a time. And let's serve your tea to the world. Thank you all for joining me today for Tea Time.